All right, welcome back to another episode of Screen the Screener. I'm Steve Mensch. Across from me is Tyler Besman. Next to me is Virgie, Matt Solso. So, how we doing, Matt? Just a quick wellness check on the quarterback situation in Indianapolis. I do like that you guys are telling me that the reporting is, I haven't really been paying attention, but the reporting, I guess, is that it's not going well. But Tyler sends you very short clips of Anthony Richardson like making a completion and someone being jacked up about it.
He had one today.
He's trying to like gaslight you into thinking like you got something to really look forward to. And then the reporting is that they don't have any quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's basically Danny Dimes was supposedly ahead, and now he's regressed to where Anthony Richardson is, which that is not bode well for the.
That's not where you want to be.
No, that's not the way.
Wait, please tell me they're giving Anthony Richardson first.
They're
reps.
both getting reps.
Oh, that's what could go wrong.
Yeah.
Let's give them both reps.
Yeah. So,
Is there a third quarterback in that
mix?
I don't remember. They had that guy from Texas.
Who was it? It wasn't McCoy. It was the other guy.
Yeah, he was a more recent. I want to say Rippin, but it's not.
It's not Rippin.
No.
I can't believe we're not gonna remember it. Another guy who can run a little bit.
Yeah, he's useless.
Tough, smart, can run a little
they
bit.
have Riley Leonard.
Well,
I mean, he means nothing, but it's Riley Leonard and Jason Bean.
I don't know who Jason Bean is.
I don't know.
I don't hate the Riley Leonard pick.
That's not a bad
Well, you gotta have a lottery ticket, right?
He does. Yeah, it is a lottery ticket because he does not have. He made some throws last year where you're like, what are we doing here? But tough, smart, good leader. So he'll be awesome.
Well, let's just hope the defense.
Because we all know that makes you a great quarterback in the NFL.
Well, at least we were in a terrible division, and Cam Ward's going to come in and be terrible as a rookie. He's not going to. I don't think he'll have a season like Jaden Daniels or.
No, I mean, listen.
No
look at all these other quarterbacks. I don't. Jaden Daniels is like a unicorn, man. Like it's a very unique thing to do.
Same with Stroud.
I mean,
I think.
Yeah. And I mean, like guys like Peyton Manning sucked as rookies, man. I mean, Peyton Manning was bad as a rookie.
It's like 2-13 or 2-14.
Yeah,
like
and he threw a lot of picks that year, didn't he?
He threw a ton.
Yeah, so I mean, like, everyone calm down on anyone who doesn't do well, and everyone calm down on thinking that Cam Ward's going to come in and just light it up.
So we shouldn't have given up on Mac Jones, is what you're saying.
So, by the way, can Anthony? This is the other thing that I can't believe that what the things you do. Anthony Richardson can't be the comeback player of the year, can he? Like you have to have an injury. Right?
Well, that's where
it just suck.
Well, that's what.
Is that I want to read like I really hope the award says like someone who comes back from an injury or a personal event, like whatever it might be, or just suck the year before.
I guess would. He didn't get injured last year, actually. I thought he might have gotten a little banged up.
I love that too. There have been guys who have won it like that. Like they were like, oh,
he was tired.
He
took himself out of the game.
He missed 4 games with a hammy last year. He really struggled, and I feel like that you can do that. He was a little banged up, wasn't he?
I'm sure he missed games, but it was not long enough.
No,
that he should get considered for comeback of the year.
The year before was the one where he had
broke his shoulder and all that stuff.
He pulled himself out of the game last year. At the beginning.
Because he was tired.
Yeah, keep that. He was tired. That's an injury right there. Put him on the IR.
The kid's like 20 years old.
I know.
That's tough.
There's obviously a comeback player of the year, but is there like a most improved? Like
I actually don't think there is a most improved.
I feel like you need a most improved. Anthony Richardson.
I like that idea. I like the idea of the most improved. I always liked that in the NBA. It was kind of cool in the NBA that they do that. And then you have like 5, even if you don't win it, and of course you want to win it.
Yeah.
But there's like 5 guys that get talked about. I was like, look at this guy. Look what he did. Made a leap. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
One of the other big stories in the news, we'll get through this one quick, is that apparently Bryce Harper and Rob Manfred is the commissioner for baseball. If no one knows this, we're talking about more baseball. Like this is the dog days.
I don't know what we're doing.
By the way, we have football this week.
I know.
Thursday night, right?
Yeah, I'm itching.
Trey Lance is going to get out there and do his thing.
Dude, I'm going to bet on it.
Preseason?
I am going to bet on Trey Lance. I might have him to rush for a touchdown. I think that's the play.
It's a move.
I want to see what the odds are.
Who's he
but
playing for?
Chargers. Have you seen Did you see the meme or the video of Jim Harbaugh watching?
Yeah,
dude,
that is awesome.
He's in like the medical tent or something.
No, that was their quarterback drill. They have like all of these like tarps that are draped down like as if it's like a projector screen, and they have like 3 lined up, and they have the wide receivers run across them, and then like peek around on one specific side, and the quarterback is supposed to like read that,
react.
And then same with the wide receiver being able to not see anything, and there's a ball right there. And so they had like a long one set up,
yeah,
and so he like peeked through and they like caught it on film, and it's
just
the best
Harbaugh
hit ever. And it's like
this.
over Herbert's shoulder is like your like point of view, so it looks even funnier.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look at this.
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
it is everything you want, man. Harbaugh, like, say what you want, he's interesting. Like, he is a different dude, and yes, he probably did some things he wasn't supposed to do in Michigan and all of that stuff. But
I like Jim Harbaugh. He took the 96 Colts almost to the AFC.
Yes, I didn't even know that.
And I think when he was a player, he was kind of more of a, for lack of a better way of saying, he was more of a dick. Like, now as a coach, he's more like, who's got it better than us? Like, I feel he's kind of like a lot of guys when we get older. Like,
comeback.
We mellow out a little bit, right? I think Harbaugh was like kind of a competitive prick. I really do.
I feel like you have to. As a quarterback, I feel like you kind of have
But he's kind of now, he's this quirky, may or may not be on the spectrum, to be honest with you. But like, whatever, who cares? Like, it's kind of like, it works. He wins. Yeah. I like the style of football he plays. Like, I'm a Harbaugh fan, and it's everything you want. He had Ted, did you see this? I saw this recently. We're going to go off a little bit on Harbaugh here. But Ted Lasso studied. So Jason Sudeikis, when he was getting ready for the Lasso role, was studying coaches, and one of them was Harbaugh. And he texted Harbaugh. And if you look at what Lasso wears,
he's identical, yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar. He's like, so what do you do in terms of your thing? And he's like, well, I got khakis and a sweatshirt. I pack a toothbrush. I pack light. He's like, basically, I pack a toothbrush and like 2 other things. That's all I take with me on the road. And then if like my manager knows that if it's going to be a rainy day, I'm going to take, or if it's hot, I will take a shower after, and I expect to have a clean pair of khakis and a clean sweatshirt. And it was like just the funniest thing.
The fact this is a real human makes it even better too.
It's Sudeikis like... reading. He was reading the text. He's like, Coach, thank you so much. He's like, yeah, no problem. Good luck with the role. And then they showed Harbaugh talking about how much he loved Ted Lasso, but it was so funny. Like, he's just who he is. Like, it's quirky and it's weird and no one else does it, but it works for him, so I kind of like it. Anything else on Harbaugh you guys want to add in there?
No, I hope he does well.
Me too.
I think he's good.
I also like Justin Herbert, so I kind of want him to have a good situation.
We've been a Herbert guy since COVID.
Yep.
When he was drafted, or before COVID, he was drafted.
Yeah. So the other story was that Rob Manfred from MLB, the commissioner, look, the sport, as far as I can tell, is not doing that great. I mean, they've made some changes, but they're now trying to, the owners are like, hey, the margins aren't what they used to be. So they're talking about
maybe stop paying people $600 million.
Well, they're talking about, that's the other thing. That's the market, man. Don't pay them. Like, these owners now want a salary cap. And so they're the only major sport without one of the big 4 in America.
Yep.
They're the only one without a cap. And I kind of get it on some level because it's 162 games. So you can make, I mean, the money you make, and you mentioned this too. We didn't get into this. We forgot to bring this up when you were talking about not watching the Red Sox because of the streaming service.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the owners of, I think this is true. I should have looked this up, but I didn't. But I'm assuming the owners of NESN are the owners of the Red Sox. Like, they have,
yes.
Right. So they own NESN, and then the streaming service per month is like $30, dude.
Yeah, it's
for just that.
Just that.
It's insane.
And and people, I don't know how people are buying it because the product's not good. I would buy it. I've thought about buying it for the Bruins because I'm a big Bruins fan, but even for that, it's a lot of money.
Like, I want to watch the Bruins.
So on some level, I get it. Like, listen, guys, like, there's probably gonna have to be a salary cap. Like, get over it. On the other side of it, though, the owners control the market. Don't, like, Scott Boras, the agent, has been fleecing owners, and what he's done for players. And you can hate him as a fan, you can hate him as an owner, but as a player, you're like, man, this guy has driven up the value of everyone. Scott Boras did, I mean, wonders for MLB players.
Yeah.
So it's, you control the market, so don't pay him. If you don't like it, then don't pay him. Like, don't stop talking about salary caps. And you all got to unify. Like, I guess that's collusion. You can't do that, but like, you can start to control the market a little bit by not paying players as much as you're playing them. But the thing is that Manfred went in, and I guess he didn't talk about it specifically, but brought up some like revenue sharing comments, and basically Harper was like, if you bring up that you can get the F out of our locker room, which I kind of like. I like it when it gets spicy.
And he said that they wouldn't play 162 games. Basically threatened that they wouldn't play.
Oh, really?
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Harper did. No,
Harper did. Yes.
Harper said we're more than willing to strike.
Yes.
Bub, I don't think that's as good of a plan as you think it is, man.
Nope.
And I like Bryce Harper, by the way. I like Bryce Harper. I think he's good for the game. I think he's an outstanding baseball player. He's, a good ambassador for the sport. All of those things. I think those are true. You missing a season because of a strike for baseball, no bueno.
Yeah,
Strikes have never done well for a sport.
It's not, and you're not in a position where you're the NFL, where you are so wildly popular that you can kind of.
I feel like it's the same with like you're
trying
not
to get away with it.
You're not the NFL, you're not the NBA. Like the NBA had their lockout and like ended up being okay because then all of these small leagues throughout the whole entire country were like Kevin Durant, LeBron, they're all playing here, and basketball was still like those are one of my most favorite videos to watch is when they all were playing during the lockout. The MLB is different where there's so many players that are next up that could actually perform. Why wouldn't the MLB just be like, bring them up for the minors? We've been keeping them down there
because the product wouldn't be nearly as good, and then you are in a real danger zone when you are a scab, and that's what they call these people is when you cross the picket line. So if they strike, right? Say the Bryce Harpers of the world strike, and they just replace them with the AAA players. You now are called a scab because you crossed the picket line when everyone else, you're supposed to join in with your fellow players.
Gotcha.
And then what happens when the strike ends? You're done.
Right.
You have no shot of staying in the league. That's just not a thing. You can't, I mean, the players returning will not allow it. It happened. They had scabs play in one of the NFL seasons. And there's a great 30 for 30 on it.
I watched it, yeah.
Yeah, some of these guys are really cool and all that, but at the end of the day, they know, like, when it's over, it's over. Like, there's no, you know. So there's that part of it. But I did like that it got spicy. I liked that Harper got after him a little bit. And then I read that they shook hands at the end and kind of were nice to each other. And I was like, what? What are we doing? Like, you can't, like, tell someone to F off and then be like, hey, well, you know, it was good to see you. Like, thanks for coming by. And let's continue the conversation.
400 mil.
Yeah, by the way.
Like,
that's another thing. Like, at what point, and I'm usually not this guy because I do believe you should get what you should get, and the owners are getting whatever they get and all of that stuff. But again, you go on strike when you're making $400 million. Good luck. Good luck getting the guy who's like got to save and make you could easily take a family of four to Fenway. We're talking about $700 probably.
Yeah.
If you want to get decent tickets. I mean, it could be $700 to $1,000 to take your family out for the night. They want to get hot dogs. Your kid wants to get a parking. They want to get some food. They want to, whatever it is.
A jersey.
Like tickets easily, yeah, you could maybe $1,000's a lot, but I don't think $600, $700 is out of the question for a family of four.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And now, these people are like trying to make that work, and then you can't. They better not strike. They better figure that out, man. So, anyways, that's enough baseball talk. This week we're staying on the trend. Listen, it is what it is. We're doing another movie review. Happy Gilmore came out. We've actually been talking about this one for a while, though. I'm kind of excited. I have a couple ways I want to go, and I think I want to wait. Generally, I would ask you guys like what your overall feel was for it. I'm going to ask you a couple other questions, and at the end, you can give me your overall breakdown.
Okay.
I'm going to start with Travis Kelce's in this movie. I knew that Travis Kelce was in this movie. It was pretty obvious. I mean, all the social media that's been coming out about this movie. I was wondering if this was going to be the tipping point. I like Travis Kelce. I like Rob Gronkowski, but Rob Gronkowski is kind of a one-dimensional character, right? Yeah. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Fun. He's a cliche.
I love seeing him. He's actually knows more about football. Like, he's good. I think he could be a really good analyst, but he's kind of that wild guy. Like, he's
you know exactly
when he goes to the Bills tailgate and he breaks the table. I love that about Gronkowski, but it can get old.
Yeah.
Because it's not really a layered thing. It's just, you got to be in the mood for Gronk. And I think there's an element of that with Kelce. I really like Kelce. I think he's funny, and I think he's there's a lot to like about Travis Kelce, but I was like, I wonder, with all the Taylor Swift things, is this the tipping point where I'm like, all right, I've had my fill. I'm not a bad guy. All the pod stuff, all of it, like, not a bad guy. I just don't need to see Travis Kelce anymore. What do you think about Travis Kelce in this movie, and are you worried about him like overexposing himself?
Yeah, I mean, in the movie, I felt like old Travis Kelce was perfect for that role. His like haircut that he had for this one, and like the new age Travis Kelce, I feel like didn't fit this role. Just like thinking about this role specifically, but I think you're right. Like, it's kind of weird what it's turned into. Like, even with fantasy football, I'm like trying to do mock drafts and trying to think of like who I want. Obviously, it's Travis Kelce at the end of the day. I'm gonna want him to be on my fantasy football team, but I'm also like, how much does this dude care about football anymore? Like, he does so much.
You're kind of spinning it that way.
He does so much celebrity stuff because it's not the normal celebrity stuff where he's doing stuff with brands, where he's doing stuff with like collaborations. Like, he's doing like celebrity things where I'm like, I don't know if that's just the new age and he's at the end of his career where he's like, I'm trying to find these different pieces once he's done, or maybe he's more in the media, but I'm definitely done with it. I've never been a Travis Kelce fan because I hate the Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't like the Chiefs.
Anybody that puts on that jersey,
I can separate those things.
Yeah, and I loved Rashee Rice before what he did, but that was pretty much the only Chief that I liked.
So I just got to tell people this: we went to a Chiefs game. Was it 2 years ago now?
Pat's Chief, 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, and we were down in the lounge, the Optimum Lounge, right in the end zone. It's where Brady ran down and would scream. And there's a picture of Matt drinking a Bud Light with Rashee Rice talking to a couple fans right behind him. And Tyler sent on the picture. She's like, "Oh, tough look, Matt."
It's Gary.
Oh, was it Gary?
Yeah, Gary's on top of that.
And then Joel perfectly responded with, "Yeah, you don't want to get caught with a Bud Light these days."
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny, but it's interesting because I was asking you about whether or not you're tired of him. You were like, you blew right by it for 2 reasons, I think. You were tired of him from day one.
Yeah, I've always been tired of him.
And you got fantasy on the mind, man. You're already like, are we focused? Are we locked in? Because
I
by the way,
had to push myself to
let's also bring this up, like, because McShay, good friend Todd McShay, got in trouble, like not got in trouble, took some heat for saying this last year when Kelce was so slow out of the gate.
Yeah.
He was like, look, man, his priorities in life have changed and he doesn't look like he's in great shape and
he did it.
And he'll round out and he'll be fine, which he kind of, like the numbers were down last year.
It wasn't great.
So if you're looking at that last year, I want to hear your Kelce take, but I want to rephrase this for you. If you're a Chiefs fan, are you worried?
No, because I think I put myself in the shoes and Gary's gonna kill me. I put myself in the shoes of thinking back to when the Patriots were hot. Patriots were going to the Super Bowls. The Chiefs are just in a Super Bowl. I think you're looking at it like Travis is at the end of his career. Like, we're just happy that he's still able to play football. Like, we have these rings. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're still good. I don't think I'm too worried because I know it's the end of his career anyways. I think what me being the psycho that I am sometimes with the roster that I support is like, who's the next man up? Like, is he legit? Okay, like, in the draft, should we have gotten a tight end? Whatever. If I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm not upset by it. I got whatever. We're winning.
Give me your
average. Travis Kelce is better than most of the league.
100%,
without question.
So,
although I will say this, to counter your point a little bit, and this is me going back to what I know, is that there has been a wave of talented tight ends coming out of college. There is a influx of talented tight ends. We had 2 first-round tight ends this year. You guys got Tyler Warren from Penn State. The other guy was Colson Loveland, who went to the Bears. So we had 2 first-round tight ends. That's unusual. You look at Trey McBride coming in the league. Dalton Kincaid had that drop last year, but still a really talented player. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of these tight ends who are up and coming.
Kyle Pitts.
By the way, Michael Penix he's making it sound like Kyle Pitts is going to be the dude this year.
Do it again?
I know you're going to
draft him again.
I can't wait for you to draft him. It's going to. You might hit.
I'm drafting the whole Falcons again.
Oh God, stop it! But anyways, sorry to cut you off. To your larger point, I think you're right. He is the average. Even let's say 85% Travis Kelce is better than a lot of tight ends in the league.
Well, and I think people still scheme around him, right?
Yeah,
it's still scheming around. So even if he's not having the numbers, people are still paying attention to him, and then as an offense, you can plan around that. So whether he's a decoy or an actual option, he's still valuable.
Right. I think that's true until it's not, though. At some point, it starts
I agree,
to be not true.
Obviously. But I think last year was not an aberration per se, but he's also had like unbelievable numbers for so long. He's got to bottom out at some point.
Yeah, you can.
So I think this year will be the year. If it's another slow start and another mediocre year, then I think it's fair to say, okay, thanks. See you later. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. We'll go retire now.
Yeah, I get it. I think you guys are right. And again, for me, my question was a little bit different. I liked him in this movie. I will say this.
I thought he was good.
Well, when it comes to the movie, I didn't even know it was him. Emmy.
Really?
You didn't realize it was him?
No, I was like not really paying attention.
Oh, I thought he did a really good job.
No,
was it the
no,
hair?
I mean it was the hair.
No,
it was the hair. I was like,
bad.
It was weird.
I didn't even catch the hair. Like it wasn't even.
No, it was. Well, it just was weird. And then I don't know. I don't care about the Taylor Swift. I never understood why people got so bent out of shape about Taylor Swift being on the TV. I'm like, I'd
I'm
rather
a
stare at
Taylor-
her than a commercial.
I'm a Taylor Swift fan, like even I'm like, but then she doesn't control that. That's the whole thing. Like they want to put, she is such a world like phenomenon that they want to put her picture up there. And does she benefit from that? I guess on some level, she's selling concert tickets anyway, kids. Like she didn't really need the NFL, so that kind of always drives me nuts. And I don't care about that relationship. Like happy if they're happy, like it's not that I'm rooting against them.
I didn't even know he was in
But
the
it was
movie.
like, why is that a reason to not like someone?
Yeah.
But go ahead,
Well,
sorry.
I didn't even know he was in the movie. I guess I wasn't paying attention to social media or whatever. So I did that's why I didn't recognize him, because I didn't know he was in the movie.
Yeah, so I knew he was in it. I actually thought he did a great job. The one concern I had, and it kind of goes back to my original thought, was he was in it a fair amount for like 15 to 20 minutes, and I was like, oh, is Travis Kelce is he a centerpiece for this movie, or is he like a kind of a character? And I needed him to be a character because I was like, he can't be this like main part of it, and he wasn't. He just had his 10 to 15 minutes. It was really good. Basically, by the way, spoiler alerts, if you haven't seen the movie, you should know that, but it's a Happy Gilmore 2 review, but basically he's a kiss ass, and that whole thing too with Ricky Fowler and Sheffley, is that his name?
No, Xander Schauffele.
So
Sheffley,
funny.
yeah, that stuff was
So
funny. And then because Xander kept getting it wrong, and then when he was like, I think he's gonna fork my ass, and Ricky Fowler was like, that's what she said. So I thought that was one of the good moments, and Kelce was a part of that, and I'm glad that he kind of like tapered off a little bit. But I thought when he was in it, he was really good.
Yeah.
Second point I would make, I think Bad Bunny steals this movie.
100%.
Bad Bunny.
The whole world agrees with you.
Oh, is this a thing? I didn't even see it.
It's a thing.
Bad Bunny is so good in this movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the upside alert is that Bad Bunny, his acting career is gonna skyrocket. Like, he was great on SNL, and then he was great on Happy Gilmore too. Like, there's going to be more people that are doing stupid comedies that are going to be.
And side note is I think it's Marcelo Hernandez is the guy from
Love
SNL.
that guy.
It's Bad Bunny becomes the caddy.
Yep.
And his cousin is Marcelo Esteban or Steve.
Esteban.
He's not in it as much as Bad Bunny, but he also amazing every time he's on the screen.
Yeah.
Like amazing. And what I really appreciated them was they were themselves, but it was Sandler's humor.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bad Bunny he was clearly in a Sandler movie. He wasn't trying to do something else. Same thing with Marcelo. Like this was Sandler's kind of comedy.
Yeah.
And I thought they killed their roles.
Yeah, Bad Bunny was absolutely fantastic in it. What I loved about this. It was a cameo carousel.
Yes.
All it was cameo, and everybody stayed in their lane. They were on it for the appropriate amount of time to get your laughs out of it, and then they were
get
gone.
noticed. Yeah.
And then there was nobody on there so much that it was noticeable. And I was like, okay, you've overstayed your welcome. Move along.
Right. That's what my fear was. Yeah.
But John Daly slayed
John Daly. I'm glad you brought up. I
so
forgot
good.
to write him. I wrote him down. I had him on my notes, and I wrote back over here. I was like, John Daly, dude, you have to remember John Daly.
But when he first came on, I just started laughing. I was like, oh my God, he lives in his garage. Like, that
Watching
could be
Love
more
Island.
perfect. And he's just drinking hand sanitizer with Steve Buscemi. I was cackling.
He's like, you're going to hit that? And he was,
and Happy leaves, and he's like, don't forget to feed John 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Don't let him sleep in my bed.
My favorite line of the movie, maybe. Don't let Daly sleep in my bed, but if he does, no M&Ms. And I was like, dude, that's so Sandler. Like, it's so weird and funny. I thought he killed it. Buscemi was in it for about 10 seconds. I didn't think he wasn't in it, but I would love to see him because he's just one of my. Steve Buscemi's he's
Neighbor
in
that
Grown
does
Ups.
The crazy eye. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's in a lot of most
He's in a lot
Sandler
of Adams,
movies.
yeah. Like Mr. Deeds.
But I remember him.
Funny.
I think the first time I really saw Buscemi was in Fargo when he plays like a hitman. It's a more serious movie.
Oh, I would not be able to.
Isn't he in Reservoir Dogs? And
he is.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So I know him from the
I'm
old
not
stuff.
Yeah, I'm not an early Tarantino guy because it's too violent for me. I've gone back and seen Reservoir Dogs, and I know how it's a good movie and all that. But his love for violence and the blood is just not my thing. So I hadn't really seen him. Like for me, Fargo was the first time I saw Buscemi, and he's just an awesome actor. And then he's just so funny to me. So I was glad to see him. Glad to see he got his.
It's Sandler movies
They check some boxes in first of all we got our montage.
Yep.
His golfing montage. Everyone noticed that, right?
Yeah, of course.
When he's coming back, he's hitting golf balls into clams and all these things. Like you got the montage. We got John Lovitz.
Yep.
Who, by the way, I thought was going to be too short.
Yeah.
When he was like, "Do you mind?" and like, I thought it was going to be the end of it, but then when he falls off, and I was like, "Okay, we got my Lovitz moment."
Yep.
So like, all right, check that box. So it was really good. But again, I cannot say this enough. I thought Bad Bunny was like, I don't know that much about Bad Bunny. He was amazing. Amazing.
If you haven't seen his SNL skits,
I haven't.
Dude, you have to watch the Shrek.
Actually,
I think it's wicked funny.
He does one with Marcelo, right? With the family.
Yeah,
that one I've seen.
That one is hilarious. So yeah, you got to watch all of them. And then Marcelo is hilarious. My favorite
Marcelo
skit of him
is so funny.
is his Domingo skit,
Yes.
which he was like kind of doing like Domingo during this, which I loved. Where he's like, I love my job, and then he's like, I'm shifty.
And then he grabs the hat and he runs to the cop's hat. He just runs off for no reason. You're like, dude, what are you doing?
That was probably the one point in the movie that I cackled at. And I was watching with Gabby, Alicia, and Pat, and they definitely didn't laugh as much as I did. But the one scene where Bad Bunny shows up and introduces Marcelo as his caddy wasn't really that funny, but I absolutely died at it because I never thought of that. I was like, yeah, why doesn't the caddy
when he showed up
caddy to carry the bags?
When he showed up, I mean, he goes, "That's Domingo."
No way, did she? That's awesome.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Also, him doing the when they were training for Maxi, which we'll get into that, but training for Maxi and Bad Bunny is going through each one of the lanes, I thought was absolutely hilarious too.
So funny.
Just so smooth.
So funny. Yeah. That was amazing.
And Rory is dead on the ground at the end. It was great.
A couple other casting things that I'll say is that there were 4 main characters that are no longer with us. Like his grandmother passed away in 2011. Bob Barker, 2023. Richard Keel, who's the nail guy,
Yep.
died in 2014.
Otherwise known as Jaws from Moonraker.
Right. Yeah. By the way, that movie is bizarre, and he's awesome.
Yes.
He's really good at
And his love interest is hysterical.
that movie. I don't even know how to explain it. Dude, it is, that movie is crazy. Like James Bond movies, when people, let's put it this way, when the Austin Powers space movie came out, the space one for Austin Powers, you were like, this is kind of weird that they did all this. Go back and watch Moonraker and you'd be like, dude,
absurd.
he's not even making fun of it that bad. Like, he's kind of like close to what they did. And then the big one for me was Carl Weathers passed away last year, and I really would have loved Shooter coming back. I thought Shooter killed it.
Yep.
I thought he killed it.
Yes.
I'm going to say something about that really quickly in a minute, but Carl Weathers, who played Chubbs, that's the one guy that I was
The
like,
dagger.
Don't forget about the Jackass guy too. He wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't either, but Chubbs would have been great to have had back. That would have been good to see. The one thing I liked about how they handled Shooter, and I do have some problems with this movie, by the way. We're going to get into this.
Yeah, of course.
The one thing I liked about how they handled this with Shooter was the Maxi Golf with this new, like, we'll call it rad golf. It would be like the obstacle course and all, like, a different kind of golf.
It's like a full-blown mini golf.
Yeah.
And
like,
they try to...
They're making fun of Liv a little bit. I
Yeah,
think.
definitely,
Just
right?
a little.
Yeah, okay. So they were definitely making fun of Liv, but it was a different thing. But Shooter's character, like, if you start like getting away from who these guys are, it doesn't work anymore, right?
Yeah.
And Shooter is the traditionalist, and that's what he does in this movie. He does eventually, you see that that's who he is, but that's who he's always been. And so they're trying to get him to come on. He's like, this crazy crap, like, there's no way I would do this. And he like breaks out and goes whatever, and all these things happen. But I love that they stayed true to his character in terms of there is no freaking way that Shooter is going to go to the new golf, new golf.
I agree.
So I like that they did that. Any other thoughts on Shooter?
No, it was appropriate. And,
Right?
And I forget what the guy's Christopher Knight.
I think it's McDonald.
Chris McDonald, whatever his name is.
I think
I should probably know his name. He'll always be Shooter. And he knows that he's Shooter McGavin.
His X handle is Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
And his tweets are hilarious.
Dude, they're so good. Go back to your shanties when every year at the Phoenix Open, he's got to go back to your shanties, dude. It's so good.
I think they did a really good job of making him not just the same character that he was in the first movie.
Right.
Yeah.
But he just did a wonderful
Right.
job.
You can't change who they are in terms of people, but you can tweak it and adjust like their story arc.
But when he's reading The Shining and cackling out loud,
Oh,
you
yeah,
go, but
that
this
was
guy's
great.
losing it.
That's where I feel like the intro for this new shooter or whatever was absolutely perfect. Like him sitting in that chair and they're like kind of asking these questions. Well, what if you're on a golf course? What if Happy Gilmore's at that golf course? See him like gripping the chair. I feel like the intro for
I
it
would
was
fill
absolutely
a
perfect.
pillowcase full of golf balls and beat the crap out of them. I was like, oh, okay, dude. All right, I'm gonna get into a couple of the things that I kind of had questions about. Some of the casting I didn't love. I didn't love Benny Safdie, by the way, who's I think a genius. He's the guy who directed, him and his brother are like a directing team. Benny Safdie's the maxi guy.
He did not
Yes.
user gems.
He did Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what I said. Uncut Gems. He has another one called Good Time that is an intense, incredible movie with Robert Pattinson in it, and I think he plays Robert Pattinson's brother. They are like, I mean, these guys are artists. Like, they're really good. And I didn't think he was bad in it.
There's just better options.
There was just, I didn't like the casting. And I'll say the same thing about Haley Joel Osment as the journeyman.
When he showed up, I was like, he's not the prototypical golfer right now. He's short and round, and I laughed. I thought that was funny.
It was like, what are we doing here? And it's not that I don't like him either. Like he was in the Entourage movie, and I was like, and maybe it's tough to find roles after the Sixth Sense kid, and I get that. I understand, but he was in the Entourage movie too, and I was like, what are you doing here, man? Like, this is not.
I have a question for you guys before you move from it. I wanted to punch both of them in the face so bad the whole time because they have a punchable face. Do you think that played a factor? Because like that dude, looking at that dude, I'm like, I already hate this guy just looking at him. And then mainly the second guy, I don't know his name.
Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, like that guy just seems like he's annoying as hell.
Do you remember that he was in the Entourage movie?
I remember him.
He's the guy who, like, his dad owns the movie studio, and Vince is like hooking up with the actress that he likes, and
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think I only saw the movie once, but I watched the show a bunch.
yeah.
But that's where I feel like maybe that was maybe what they're thinking is like, we need people that's like a punchable face that will just be annoying completely instead of like, let's get some dumb jocks out here that are like fit, ripped, or I wish with at least that character they did a current golfer or something. Like Brooks Koepka would have been perfect. I hate that guy.
Yeah, they could have done. They could have gone that route. Like, they could have
The
done.
rest of the roster for that maxi team was good though. The casting for that was good. They had
I don't even know who those people are.
yeah, you do. You know Reggie Bush.
That was Reggie Bush.
That was Reggie Bush.
Didn't recognize it.
And then
recognize
A-Ball is Reggie Bush.
A-Ball is Reggie Bush.
Reggie was the best one of those
Reggie
four.
was the best. Absolute best.
The guy with the. I would put the guy
Like,
with.
you were my brother's college roommate. He's like a maple.
Oh, okay. There's something I got to get back to remember.
Yeah,
Do you remember who the other three were though?
It was Nikki something. She was like a WWE superstar.
Okay, don't know
and
her.
then there was another.
She wasn't bad, but I just
no, she wasn't bad.
There was nothing.
And then same with the other woman. She was also a WWE superstar.
There's another woman on the team.
Both of them. Yeah, there was two women on the team. They breezed way too. We'll get into it, but I think they breezed way too fast through
The bad golfers.
the bad golfers, and
Or the
like,
bad guy golfers.
Yeah, and also just like that whole league, they went like super fast through it, and I was like, I kind of wanted to see more. But
Right, so I didn't care for the casting there. I didn't like the casting of Haley Joel, and I didn't like this. To get back to the good casting again, and I almost forgot about this. I am just a massive Eric Andre fan.
Yes.
And I am so glad that he's in this movie. And not like Eric Andre's the kind of the guy like I have to watch through, like, you know, like you look through your fingers, you know what I mean? Like, because he does things where I'm like, oh, why did you do that? And because it's just, but that's just because how he pushes it a little bit. I was glad he was in this movie. I thought that Margaret Qualley, I think her name is, and the guy from Please Don't Break or whatever.
He's my least
he's
favorite
from Lonely
that
Island.
crew.
That's a Kiva.
He's not from Lonely Island.
No, he's not. You're right.
It's like the
Please
new
Don't Destroy.
Lonely
Yeah.
Island, basically.
Please Don't Destroy. Is that what it is?
Please Don't Destroy. Yeah.
The new Lonely
Yeah,
Island.
the one
yeah.
with the glasses.
He's my least favorite in that.
I
crew.
loved it. I loved all three of them. I thought it was so funny the way they were acting
Yeah.
about like cart path, baby,
Yeah.
top spinner, got a top spinner, like,
Yeah.
and like that round with Happy, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
I actually loved that scene. I thought it was great how they did it.
They set like the perfect casual golfer for that. They didn't try to make it seem like
No.
or anything. They really nailed it. So I cheer car path all the time.
Yeah,
Exactly. Because I have a slice, and so I'm like, man, I hope I hit that car path.
Right.
Or I hope wow, I can't talk. Hit that tree and bring it right back on the fairway.
So it was good. I like that part of it, and I also love the golfers that they picked. I mean,
For the cameo?
First of all,
well, they put every golfer in it.
well, no, not for the cameo, for the team. The 4 that they had with them, they had Koepka, McIlroy, Scheffler, and DeChambeau. I love that.
DeChambeau's great.
Should have been in it more.
Yes.
I wanted more. Like, I know I give you a hard time with DeChambeau, but I was like, this is his moment, man.
Yeah.
He could be really good in this. They didn't give him like that much time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Scheffler, like, absolutely leaned into the getting arrested thing.
Oh my God. He blew me out of all the cameos. His was the best. I could watch it. The fact that he was so willing to be that into it and pulled it off.
And did it as himself. He never, didn't step out and try to be like, oh, I'm the goofy guy now.
Yeah.
He's Scotty Scheffler in this movie, but he's just really fun.
Well, he seems like just so even keel. And, I'm sure like privately he's like a funny guy or whatever, but to just see him have a little bit more of a personality.
Right.
But when he punches that guy and then and he's like, oh, not again. He just turns around and gets his puts his hands behind his back. I was cackling. I thought that was hysterical.
I know the drill, boys.
And then he's in jail and he's like the boss in jail.
He's the alpha. Yeah.
And he's yelling at that guy.
He's like, Scotty, sit down. We're watching golf. And then later on, like, he's hugging other guys, and Scotty's like this huge, like 6'7" guy, and Scotty goes to hug him, and he's like, no.
Well, and he's like, hey, it's been 3 days. You can get out if you want to make that call. He's like, what's for dinner?
Was that the one?
Stick around.
Yeah.
Was that in the postscript? Is that?
That was after the.
Yeah.
The
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Because again, that's the kind of reputation that he has. He's like, I could care less about no frills or anything. Like, oh, what do we have for dinner? Chicken fingers? I'll stay another night. So I thought they picked really good golfers. I thought that part of it was good.
Well, plus they're good golfers. I mean, Brooks Koepka hasn't won in a while, but I mean, he is a 5-time major winner.
Yeah.
And so I like the fact that they didn't pick just golfers that were available or willing to do it.
No.
And I love the fact that so many golfers were willing to do it.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, the dinner they have where they're at the
Jack Nicklaus.
That's a crazy table for him to sit at. That. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, couples fell
and when he rolls up, he's like, "Oh, Tiger Woods," and then he's got the bronze. He's like SpongeBob SquarePants. The teeth. Oh, I thought that was hysterical too. Oh my God, that was funny.
Yeah, it was good.
The bronze.
I might watch it again.
I will say this, and I wonder if this is going to be a hot take, and seem to have more of a grasp on like what's happening social media wise.
Yeah.
I thought his daughters were really good in it.
Oh, they were fantastic.
I thought both of his daughters were really
one
good.
was the other one in Alcoholics Anonymous. Who was the other daughter?
His actual daughter, the daughter in the dancing one.
His actual daughter is Vienna V. Yeah,
Jazz made a great
Charlotte
point to me today. Was what she loved, and I didn't notice it at all. Is that his actual daughters, were the ones that got him through everything. His one daughter got him through alcoholism. The other daughter got him out of poverty.
They both got him through alcoholism, basically. Like, you gotta calm down. Like, you gotta.
And that was a point that Jazz made where I didn't notice at all, and she was like, "No, I loved that. Like, it was great."
And his wife was in it, but she was in it for like really 3 minutes, and she was fine.
Yeah.
Which one was she?
She was the teacher.
So out
The
of it, man.
dance teacher.
That's his wife, Jackie Sandler. And she was good. She was really good. But I thought his daughters. I'll say this: did we need 4 sons? Do we need the 4 sons?
No. And did we need the fake accents as much? Like, some of them were like, all right,
I did like the callback.
Kind of brutal.
The callback to the happy humping everything.
Yes, that was great.
I got a job at a gas station, and he's like humping with the gas thing, and then his kids are doing it. Like, I thought that was a pretty good callback.
Worker.
Yeah. I'm keeping the sky safe, Dad. And the next thing you know, like, the plane's flying into the jetway. Like,
I like when he's like
rolling into the jetway.
He's doing the training of chasing the car, and you look in the background, and the luggage is just like piling up.
It was what I thought was funny was when they were leaving, all 4 of them in the van, and they're like mooning him, and he's like, "Who's driving?
Yeah.
Stop driving with your feet."
Cordy, you got to get that checked out.
Yeah.
Some of the cameos, I was like, whatever. Some of them I don't even recognize.
The Guy Fieri one was ridiculous.
That was
it just
pretty
came out of nowhere, and I was like, "Oh."
But yeah, Guy Fieri pops out of nowhere. Like, that's kind of his thing.
Right.
And I can't be bad at him because he's a really good guy.
Oh
yeah, he is a really good guy.
So I can't rip it. Like, his whole persona is not for me, but I get it, and
Good tequila bar.
And if it was, he would do something like Maxie,
Yeah.
No, that's what's his name? Not Bam. Never mind. Forget it.
Okay. Some of them I didn't recognize. Some of them I was like, whatever. I like the one for sports. I will say this. Vern Lundquist over Nance was interesting. And I don't know whether that was just loyalty.
Vern
I do-
Lundquist was in the first one.
Yeah, I know. I just so I wonder if it was loyalty. Because Vern,
Who's that?
he's the commentator. He was the
Oh,
one
gotcha.
with
The old guy?
Post Malone. Yeah.
Yep.
And it just kind of felt. Who was the other commentator? I don't think he said anything at any point.
That's the joke.
That's the
because
joke,
he's in the
right?
first one and he doesn't say anything in the first
And he
one.
says
either.
nothing in this one.
And
Right?
he says like one
I thought
line.
that job.
He goes, Octavius. Is that his real name?
Yeah.
No, but it sounds cool.
That sounds cool, right? Yeah.
How do I get that job? That is amazing.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought that was an
The Post
interesting
Malone
choice.
was stupid.
I would have
Yes,
loved to have
very
seen,
stupid.
and I do wonder. This is what I wonder about with the politics of some of this stuff. Did they try to get Van Pelt? I would have liked to have seen Van Pelt in there.
That would have been sweet.
Because he's a big golfer.
But I wonder if he's such a Masters guy, and I bet my guess is that he would have loved to have been in that movie because he has a good sense of humor. But I wonder if he's such a Masters guy and the Masters guys. You know how different the Masters is.
The Masters is
And do
stodgy.
they look at this movie and are like, nah.
Yes,
Not
I
really.
think they do.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then Van Pelt
Where
probably
was
couldn't
Tiger
be in it.
Woods? That's
I
what
know.
I wondered. I was
I
waiting
was
for
shocked
Tiger
by
to
that.
show up the whole time. Like even just a passing, like shaking his head like Lee
Yeah.
Trevino in the first one.
Yeah.
Lee
You know,
Trevino was good.
yeah,
The first one
yeah.
was so good.
Like I was expecting something like that from Tiger. Just even if it was 5 seconds, just show up in the movie.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised no like Phil, but maybe because he's so involved.
the live stuff. It gets a little
But isn't
tricky.
Brooks Koepka a live guy?
But also,
And Bryson.
and DeChambeau.
But they're more. I guess they're more like chill about it than Phil.
there's a different. Yeah, Phil was the face of it.
Yeah.
So Phil, like that would have had like Greg Norman have come on, like there would have been like serious
Yeah.
blowback.
True.
I could have done without Stephen A.
What? Yeah,
I forget his cameo.
And
It's
he was in
him,
it
like-
twice.
like parodying himself, where he's already a parody, so it's like parody squared.
Yeah,
It's just dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not. He's for some people, and I get that.
I like Stephen A.
I like him when he's talking about certain things.
Yeah.
I just think that the problem is, and this has come up recently about, Trey Wingo has talked about this with ESPN, and you look, there are smarter people than me that make decisions about how they approach that stuff. But, Trey Wingo was making the point of you have like 3 personalities at ESPN of like that are like over, Stephen A and Pat McAfee and whoever else.
Yeah.
Whereas it was a rotation of guys when Wingo was there. Dan Patrick was there, by the way. I love Dan Patrick.
Yeah.
Good to see him in this movie. He's in all of Sandler's movies. But there was a rotation, and now it's just this, like Stephen A is not an expert on everything. No one is. So like there's some of this stuff where I'm like, why? Like, I don't know. When he talks about basketball, I think he's very much worth listening. I think he's just tapped into the league. There's just things that he talks about there. I'm like, yeah, like definitely. But I could have used without that one. I could have gone without that one. And again, some of them I didn't recognize. There was clearly like a Sirius radio show or whatever. I don't know who those people were.
Oh, it was
It's
a
famous
rapper.
podcast, right?
It's a rapper, and I can't think of his name. He's like a popular rapper.
Yeah.
From like an old rapper.
Um,
From your guys.
Paige, what's her name?
Spiranak.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have had her in more. I felt like she had. No, listen, I get it. I get the.
She was the one that-
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeah.
She's beautiful, all that stuff. But like, she was in it for. She was like a salesperson for like
Yeah.
3 minutes. I'm not even sure
I
she
think
had a
Stephen A
line.
could have done that.
Yeah, like let's
Swap.
You know what? That would have been cool to me.
Yeah.
If you would put Stephen A as
Not a personality.
I would have loved
Yes.
him and let him do his thing as like something else, as like just a guy,
Yeah.
like maybe some guy at a bar, like who's just giving him a hard time about something,
Yeah.
and like and not, like that would
Gas
have been
station
Well, that's
attendant
what-
or something.
that would have been great, right?
That's what I feel
That
like
would
they
have
did with
loved to have
Travis
seen that.
Kelsey, where I think like I was okay with it, where he was just a waiter that was like trying to be cool with all the big dogs, but then was still like kind of like a peaked in high school type vibe.
Yeah.
So like
I want to know if they asked any golfers and they said no.
That'd be interesting. I wonder if Tiger said
Yeah.
no.
Because I mean,
Maybe.
who says no to Adam Sandler nowadays?
Was
Like,
Tiger recovering from his surgery too? Like you wonder about all these like timing things.
I don't know when
that's
they
why I
started
think
filming.
Rory, because Rory wasn't in it very much, and I'm thinking he was
His accent was strong in this.
Yeah.
in this
It
movie.
was,
That
man.
funny.
I was,
It
I
really
don't,
strong.
yeah. I was like, yo, he's relaxed.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
I would
awesome.
have loved to have been on set with all 4 of them doing their like you know that
Oh.
I was cracking up.
You gotta watch the video
Jordan
of them trying to
Spieth?
do the Happy Gilmore swing.
Jordan Spieth made
I saw
fun of
that. That's
himself
good.
Yeah.
with the Bombay versus Tangeray.
Yeah.
I thought was again like a little nugget in there. He's like,
Yeah.
I ordered Bombay, and I think I got Tangeray, and it was like, oh, I love that he was willing to do that. That he was like willing to look like the brat. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, oh, good for him. I wish he was in it a little more after that.
The training when they were doing the Happy Gilmore training in front of the pitching machine,
Yes.
I lost it on. I thought that was good physical
Yeah.
comedy.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
when Rory
His
gets
physical
drilled and
comedy
goes
in
flying
this
into the They did great. The physical comedy was amazing.
The
Yes.
montage when he's on the municipal course and he's like flipping and going back. And by
When
the
he-
way,
that first
golf
swing
cart
and he-
crash was for real. Dude.
Oh yeah, that was nuts.
for real.
I mean, I lost it when he does his first swing and like literally just, I mean, scorpions. It was so good.
He is face and shoulder. I was
Oh
like, dude,
my
how
God.
did you do that?
That was great stunt work.
Yeah, whoever did that, good for them. All right, we're at 40. We're about 45. I like the way we just did this. I like the breakdown of it, but I do want to get. I'm going to start off with Matt. I want to get the big picture. What'd you think? I will ask two because I want to ask as this. One watch, I think it's too early. I think it's a little unfair of a question, but I'm still going to ask it. Would this be in the running for a bunker movie at any point? So before you answer, don't answer yet. But as you're going through, like, tell me what you thought from, good overall movie, would watch, like stuff like that. Like, what's your overall review? If someone asked you to give you the elevator pitch of this movie, what would you say?
It exceeded my expectations. It stayed in its lane. I will watch it again because Kim and Maddie weren't there, and I know that Kim's going to want to watch it, so I'll watch it again in a heartbeat. And it's definitely got rewatchability because I guarantee you there are jokes in there that I missed the first time around. I will say it was a hell of a lot darker than I thought it was going to be.
The start of this movie.
Oh my God!
The first 10 minutes of this movie.
I mean,
Jason Kelsey tweeted, he's like, I just watched the first 10 minutes. Like, what are we doing here? Like, how do you come back from that?
Yep.
I mean, looked at me. She goes, "How many dead people are in this?" And then the alcoholism and the bottom of the barrel depression. I was like, "Oh my God!" But they still managed to make it funny, which is that's a fine line to walk. And he's had some serious movies where, like Uncut Gems. Glad I saw it. Never need to see it again.
Yeah.
So, I'm a big fan. I thought it was great. And it didn't overextend itself. I was worried that it was going to try and do too much. And like I said before, I loved 95% of the cameos, and they all stayed the right amount of time. And I'm really proud of all the golfers because they were funny. You could tell that they were out of their comfort zone, but willing to do it. And I just love the
Not
fact
Bailey,
that,
though.
yeah, no, man.
You fit
So-
perfectly.
Let's go Hooters.
I was really happy with it, and I'm excited to see it again.
Yeah, I'll let you go first, Ty.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I guess for me, it fit my expectation for the movie. I think with your bunker question, it made me realize that I messed up with not going with Happy Gilmore. I think one of us should have taken
I
Happy
did
Gilmore.
take Happy Gilmore.
You did
You
take
did?
it.
Yeah.
Never mind. I thought none of us did.
No, I did.
So scratch that. I wish that I did.
Yeah, I bet you do.
What would you take? Let me guess who you would have replaced, Coach Carter.
Get out of here. But no, I liked it a lot. I think it's getting a lot of backlash because people like the Maxi stuff was a lot. But what'd you expect them to do? I'm happy they weren't like, we're gonna take Shooter out of the insane asylum and have him play up against Happy again. Especially
Couldn't have done it.
if you had him playing against the golfers that were in the movie. If I'm
Yep,
watching
couldn't have done
Rory and Happy tee off together, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
Even when he was playing normally, I was like, him playing this well is like just feels weird because in the first Happy Gilmore, he's not really playing real golfers.
Right.
So you're okay with it. It's fine. So I was super happy with the movie.
He wasn't the first one though. He was playing real golfers in the first one, but like.
But it was mainly like him versus
It was
Shooter.
the way they handled it was a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and it was believable. They were younger. Like they actually looked like they could like have good golf swings. But anyways, I really liked it a lot. I think with you guys are big on one-liners. I think that's what I try to pay attention to in this movie, and that is what like blew me away. The like physical comedy was fantastic. I think that would like kind of brought me back to all the comedies that you would make me watch as a kid. So yeah, I think it was like a perfect Adam Sandler movie that you could slide right into his top 10.
Yeah.
Two things. Did you notice at the end of the movie, the Chiron, the thing at the bottom, it said, Happy leads by 2 strokes over Shooter McGavin in the British Open at the end of the movie?
No.
So there's some TV in the background, and it's
Oh,
got, I
that's
don't remember
cool.
who's on the TV, But so it's funny that you say like Shooter wouldn't be in it because he is technically like in the Chiron at the end.
Yeah.
They did. I want to go back and look at that too because I'm glad you brought that up because there are some Easter eggs in this that were interesting. Do you know who Cameron Boyce is?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I don't-
Apparently, in one of the scenes, there's a Cameron Boyce is acting on the TV in the background, which is like
That's
again,
great.
that's just class. That's just a class act thing, and it's an attention to detail thing. And for that family, I bet that's pretty cool to realize that he's still thinking of that, thinking of him and doing that.
And the second thing, I didn't know that the caddy from the first movie was actually Will Zalatoris.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, it's
Okay.
not. The caddy.
No.
So I
I was
know
like,
that.
that would be really cool.
Yeah,
But
that would be sick.
I didn't know.
It could have been.
Yeah.
Right? So I
It's
bought
crazy
it.
close.
But I was like, I gotta look at that because I didn't want to look like you right now. So I had to. So I went back and I looked at it, and that guy is actually a neuroscientist somewhere in New York right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will say,
he doesn't act anymore.
For Will Zalatoris, like that dude deserves a medal because he was given a role that I felt like would have been very difficult to do because there's so much nostalgia around that kid's role and how funny that was and how awkward it was for him to have his arms up and being like whatever the hell you want to call that with Adam Sandler.
Tackling him.
So like that dude deserves an award where he's a golfer, not an actor, and he had to fill a very nostalgic role.
I thought they were
going to
develop that role more too. I thought they could have.
I wish they
developed it,
did.
but they just don't have enough time. So
No,
here's what I'll say. There was a point. I thought the first hour of this movie, I was like, they did it, and this is what I mean when they did it. Okay, this is 29 years between movies.
That's amazing. That's
It's
amazing.
I thought it was a lot smaller.
that is a difficult task to do. And they say it in the movie. They say like 29 years ago or whatever. And I was like, wow, was it really 29? I looked it up, 1996, 29 years. So 29 years between these two movies. That is a difficult thing to do. I will say that the one thing I can think of that is close was Super Troopers 1 and 2. And I thought, that's not even close. I mean, I think that was like 13 or 14 years, whatever it is. I forgot to look it up, but it's not even close. And I thought that, by the way, I think Super Troopers 2 is an outstanding movie. I think that sequel is really good.
Yeah.
People can get mad about whatever. I think they did a great job. And I remember looking at that movie and being like, there was enough of it calling back to the first movie, enough of them making fun of themselves and realizing it, and enough new without like losing what they were. I was like, it's a really hard thing to do. And I thought for the first hour of this movie or so, they were absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
I was laughing out loud. There was a couple times I laughed out loud. I was like, if you're not laughing at that, then you don't like Sandler's like physical comedy. You're like, this was never going to be your thing.
Right.
So if you're someone who's coming into this and being like, oh, I watched Grown Ups and I liked it. Well, you didn't watch Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. This was what this was. So you were never gonna like it. I will say that they got dangerously close to Caddyshack 2 when they brought the maxi golf thing in.
Yeah, that was tough.
And I know it was in early, but they took this turn towards it. I don't know if you know about Caddyshack 2, Tyler, but Caddyshack 2, basically this guy comes in and starts building a theme park golf course where it's basically mini golf, but it's got a longer course thing. There was elements of Caddyshack 2 with maxi golf, and I wondered if that was intentional, like kind of a nod to that movie. That movie's terrible.
Yeah.
Outside of Randy Quaid having some amazing outbursts, that movie is terrible. And I thought when it went that way, I was like, oh no. But it never got terrible. It was just, I wish they had handled this, and I don't have an answer for it either, by the way. What do you do? Because you're right. You can't have him just enter into the Masters or the U.S. Open and be like, this is believable. You can't do that. Although him coming in second in that tournament is also just completely unbelievable. So you had to handle it a certain way. I just didn't like that aspect of it, but it was still funny. So it was, even though they were like, you're doing this thing that like you're hitting a ball over a forest, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Still funny. So I thought overall, I want to go back and watch it. Like the fact that I didn't know that was Reggie Bush. Like I want to go back and like, those are the things you'll want to see again. And what would stop? I used to get caught up on this too, Brian. Maybe I'm growing. Maybe I'm just becoming a better individual. I used to get caught up with the grown-up movies and be like, it's just not that good of a movie. Like it's just not that good of a movie. And it was like, well, did you think it was funny at points? Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate
Like,
it for what it is.
did they like is it a bunch of his friends getting together and mailing it in a little bit, but having some fun and like ribbing each other and like having some moments? What else do you want, dude? Like if these are the people who are going in or being like, I don't know what bar comedy movies have to have now. This was funny.
Yeah.
Did I laugh from start to finish? No, but it was a good movie. It was funny. I want to watch it again. Like, the standards I think that people have are the people who have been like, because I thought there was a little bit of blowback about this not being a very good movie, and I was like, what are we doing here?
That's funny you say that because I was in North Conway this weekend, and I was having buffalo chicken or boneless chicken wings at the bar. And the lady, Happy Gilmore, was on. I was like, great. I can kind of remember what's going on. And the bartender was like, hey, have you seen the second one yet? And I was like, no. And she was like, oh, it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. And
That's
then,
awesome.
And then another young guy came up and he like got a pizza to go to something. He's like, hey, did you see the second one yet? He's like, it kind of stays with the first one. It was pretty good. I liked it a lot. So
Nice.
I was like, so it's, you know.
You had heard word of mouth.
I've heard word of mouth that it
This
was
is
good.
good, yeah.
Like, and I think everybody wants it to be, you know, a continuation of Happy Gilmore because that's a funny movie. You know, like it was unique. It's, you know, well, not acted per se, but it's good physical comedy.
Right.
And it continues to be the same thing. And that's all I want it to be. I don't need it to be an Oscar winner. I don't need it to be The Hangover. You know, like I just need it to be what I want it to be. And it was.
Yeah, there's a reason The Hangover 2 is not as good as the first Hangover. These are things that catch you off guard. They are things that he's making a movie about what? Like a golfer or a hockey player that turns into a goal. Like, what are we even talking about here? It doesn't even selling that movie. I bet was kind of hard to go into everything. This is what's going to happen. This guy's going to be a hockey player. He's going to turn. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
But he had already had so much success at that point. I think he could have done whatever he wanted.
He had done Happy Gilmore was pretty early on. He had done Madison.
Well, he'd done Billy Madison. He had done what's the other one that's not Billy Madison?
I thought this was his second or third movie.
No, I thought it was later than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have to look.
Because 96. I definitely want you to look. But anyways, I still think it's, you know, maybe, and to my point, maybe that's why it was. Maybe he couldn't have sold this one first, like right out of the gate. Although selling the guy who's going to go back to elementary school and that'd be okay. Probably was a tough sell too. Like, what are we going to do here? His dad's not going to give him his inheritance unless he goes back to elementary school and has to complete every grade in a day.
You're right. It's his fourth movie. Airheads, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer, Waterboy, Big Daddy, Little Nicky. Then he starts getting serious. Punch Drunk Love, Mr. Deeds, Eight Crazy Nights, Longest Yard, Click, and then you don't mess with the Zohan.
I thought that was hilarious.
Zohan's got moments, man.
It does.
Great.
It does, but the parts in between are so bad that
the Dave Matthews cameo in that is pretty good.
Dave Matthews has got a pretty good cameo because he's also good in the other Sandler movie with Jennifer Aniston. I forget what it's called.
Oh, I don't remember him in that one.
Oh, he's the one that's married to Nicole Kidman, but he's gay.
Oh my god!
And it's really funny.
I don't remember that scene, but he's pretty good in Zohan.
Dude, even there's the one character in Zohan where he's like trying to negotiate with like the bad guy, and he's like trying to figure out if he can get like girls to come over, and there's like 5 of them, and he's like, okay, one PP touch, and he's like, okay, fine. He looks it all for him. They're like, yeah, that was one of my favorite parts of that movie.
Maybe I have to get a rewatch.
Definitely.
Yeah. It was pretty early on. I mean, I don't count Airheads. I mean, he's good at Airheads. I don't know if you've heard of Airheads. It's not a Sandler movie. That's a Brendan Fraser movie. Really, right?
Yeah, and I think Steve Buscemi's in that too.
Is Kevin Pollak the other guy in the band though?
No, I think it's Steve Buscemi.
I think it might be Kevin Pollak. Oh, it might be Buscemi. Check out that cast. I want to know. Because the third one was kind of weird. It was not like Fraser and Sandler kind of made sense.
Yep, Steve Buscemi.
Oh, nice. So, anyways, watch again. I suggest that people go watch it.
For sure.
I actually think you could make an argument for this being a bunker movie, but I haven't seen enough of it yet.
I would have to see it a couple.
I'm not bumping anyone. I will say this because just we're as comparing this bunker movie. I listened to the pod from last week. Your Surf's Up take,
great,
is one of the better takes I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, dude, Surf's Up is fantastic.
I don't know if you've seen it.
Dude, not in a long time.
Dude, it is a fantastic movie. It is so funny. There's so many one-liners in there that are hilarious, and the way that it's filmed is hilarious.
It's
filmed
it's
as like
really
a
unique.
vlog,
Yeah,
and it's like a cartoon vlog, and it's so funny.
and the Chef
Following
Bridges and
Chicken
Little
Joe
Joe
is great, and then there's like I can't even think. It's like a reef or something, and they're like talking about how like the reef got injured, and they're like, oh yeah, like he stepped on him, and then they cut to him, and he's like, stepped on, and they're like freaking out, and dude, it's so funny. You gotta watch it.
It's actually
give it a look.
I'm telling you, man, it's Coach Carter's garbage, but it starts out.
Coach Carter's a good one.
Listen, Coach Carter, you could say is a good movie.
I was only thinking about myself. That's another thing. You guys were thinking about your families. Like I was just thinking about myself sitting on that
you
couch.
think about Gabby, like just opening up the vents, letting all the nuclear air come down, all the radiation, because she could have had to watch Coach Carter again.
No.
All right, we're at what are we at? 59:22. This is perfect.
Look at that.
Look at that. Right under an hour. Ty, you want to let people know where they can find us?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at screenthescreener.pod. You can find us on TikTok at screenthescreener.pod. You can find us on Twitter or X, whatever you call it, at screen_screener. And then Spotify and YouTube, same thing. Just search up Screen the Screener. We're right there.
Don't be afraid to hit a like button or a follow button, even if
Or
it's
subscribe.
Again, just do it to help out
We're a thumbs up.
a struggling pod. Help us out a little
Yeah,
bit.
come on. Show some
Matt's
love
out there. We were away this weekend. Matt was out there pumping it up to people. I was like, this guy's grinding here.
Wheeling and
We
dealing?
gotta- Yeah.
We have a new South Carolina listener.
Yeah, we do.
Hell yeah.
We do.
Once
Thanks,
football
Ken.
season
Shout out,
comes
Ken.
back.
Ken, good dude, man.
Yeah.
First time I met Ken, I really liked him. Not that anyone here needs to know that. All right. Well,
Shout out, Ken.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.